You look at the North game, destruction. So which one is this going to be? Where will Astralis find themselves? Are G2 going to be able to put up a fight? If they are, it can't be anywhere but DUST2. This has been a home map for G2. They love picking it. They don't like winning it as much, but sometimes they do. So we'll see if today is one of those days. A CT-sided start for G2 and a lot of utility for Astralis. 3 sets of nades. We've got a pistol dropped over as well. Actually, not even dropped over. Magis is just using the P250 Kevlarless, and G2 have had enough of waiting. They wait 5-10 seconds. That is all the patience they have in their racket. They're going to completely flank mid and walk up on this long play. Astralis have no idea what's behind them.
Yeah, this is a very weird round, and Yugi is going to discover it all too soon, and he actually only spots one man there on the peak. So the fact that there's 3, that is info that's going to go amiss to Astralis. And now Hunter and Kenny closing the distance, closing the gap. It is just Device and Dupree left. They're saving. They're running away. Honestly, I kind of like this decision. The bomb's not planted for them. They still get money. They didn't take any damage, and so they get a $350 investment onto the full armor.
So right now, what do? Your Device and Dupree, you buy head armor. I guess you get drops from AKs from Yugi and Zip or Magis or whatever, and then you buy Deagle and you give it back to them. That's like the safe buy for Astralis. I'd actually love to see that here, right? You don't want the guys who saved the armor to have to buy the AKs, because then they can't afford the helmet. And there you go, $350 upgrade on the pair of them. It's actually a really good call, because look at the other side of the coin, right? What's the best case scenario Astralis could have got from fighting for that bomb? They probably wouldn't have won it in a 2-on-5, and they would have got what, like 1, 2, 3 kills. Like that's not worth it overall if you look at the money. So yeah, Astralis, they play the percentages, a term we often use when talking about the best team in the world. And well, many others that have tried and failed to copy what Astralis have provided for us. Quick technical timeout before we get back into the action. But just marvel at the buy that Astralis have brought us in this second round. Double AK, Scout and Magisk, Yugi, you know, got to take a hit with a Deagle, but Zip's on a Mach 10 as well. It's actually a really, really good situation. So Astralis, they are going to be happy moving forward. G2, of course, taking the pistol round. You know, goes without saying. They are investing as well. But, you know, when you look at these buys, which one's better?
Yeah, that's it's like that clip from The Office, you know? We want you to tell the difference between these 2 buys. They're the same, Hugo. They are. And, you know, maybe they're not exactly the same, but in terms of the firepower that they're going to be outputting, this is a pretty evenly matched second round on the back of that save. So this technical pause drawing to a quick close there. And now we're going to get to see the fruits of this save, of this economic decision from Astralis. Double AK's out. Zipnix with his Mach 10 running and gunning out towards long. He's dropped Kenny S already, so a man advantage taken, a weapon to be retrieved, and suddenly Astralis, they're looking like the favorites here in this second round.
Yeah, forget it. I mean, already on the board, forget the AKs. It's the Mach 10 entrying, and the scout down mid does get a spot off, a tag onto Amanek, the 1 AUG in play, the 1 rifle left for G2 after that FAMAS was removed from long. Picked up by Zip, who will be moving up towards A. Device leading the charge. A lot of damage onto Jackson. A CT smoke, or at least a couple of them should come down here for Astralis to allow that cross towards the A bomb site. Smoke out for G2, but Device can watch this and make sure no one pushes through. He's got to go through the Molotov, and from the fire into his own death. Nexus on the site. G2 is stacked up here with 3 out of 4 of their players. Good damage done by Astralis, but it gets returned. Zip runs out of ammo after that kill. Nexa drops Yugi in the smoke, and now it's up to Zip and Magisk, who has no armor. This is a mess. Look at the health of G2. We have 2 players with 4 and 3 points of health. The bomb's dropped for G2, and Astralis need to get control back.
This is such a weird round again. Magisk here with this scout could stand to do a lot. And Zipnix, 1 bullet, all that's required, but it's the same onto him, down to the 1v1. Nexa with 4 HP, and Magisk his shot. Oh dear, this is an awkward one.
Wow.
Magisk is going to connect it, and he'll take the round for Astralis. They steal it away with the 4 spy.
He couldn't find any of those AKs. There was one on the ramp further up on the body of Device, but he'll get a FAMAS out of that one at least. Nexa Man, he stalls for so long. He does all this damage through the smoke. He gets 2 kills. He hides on sight, and then Magician just scouts him out of the round. He was so low, couldn't take that bullet. Great work from Astralis to actually find that force out long, and that's pushed G2 in a buy of their own in round number 3. Deleted is Amanek through the door by Device. That's so quick. And Astralis, armed and sat outside of B, tempted, I'm sure. There's only one man inside that site. It's Hunter. Rotate from mid in the form of Kenny, gets a scout back. Will get spotted while doing so and retreats to the CT spawn where he can likely just get smoked off if Astralis want to go for a mid to B play here. That's what things are looking like. Scout drops, the smoke arrives, and Kenny is pushed back. It's up to Hunter, who can't get it done, and now the B site is just open.
And that sucks for Kenny. Oh, he does see a foot, but he wasn't able to get the shot off. And even then, to make matters worse, Dupree is looking to deny him this scout save. Actually, it's a flawless round for Astralis in the very, very end. They deal with all the players on G2. And now there's no money left over for the G2 squad. Astralis really turning this one around from the rather slow beginning that we had. Pissed around obviously going in favor of G2. Into this round though, only pistols over here on the G2 side, and a slow start here. As they looked over towards long early, they now group up at the catwalk. Mid to B, looking to come in from Astralis. And they might just bypass each and every one of these pistols that lie on the catwalk. It kind of hinges on Magis getting this information that the B site is clear. She should be about to grab and actually kind of spring the trap themselves. Device goes peeking up through the cap position and gets dealt with, but the bomb rotates away almost immediately. And so now G2, they grab the scout. That's pretty much all they've got. Astralis are going to grab this third round. You weren't expecting these pistols to find much. And they are going to go grouping up over in T-spawn, leaving Amanek with the scout to hold down this this kind of mid to B rotate out of the site. Meanwhile, the pistol's going to wait back here in T-spawn and look to find anything. And really, like, you know, if you can get an AK out of this, you're happy if you're G2. It's not something you're going to, like, write home and tell your friends about, but I'll take it with you into the next round. Yugi and Dupree in the tunnels, not going to offer anything up, and so this should be pretty clean. I don't see Astralis looking to get too aggressive outside of the tunnels, especially not with all the noise being made by G2 on this side of the map. So they don't. Astralis, 3-1. But now the buy comes in. Now things get exciting for G2. We had to just... Hey, Hugo, nice to have you back on the broadcast again.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I'm excited to be here. You know, PC just turned off, as it does.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's a hot day. PCs get hot. But tell you what else is about to heat up, Hugo. Woo. This series right now. Wow. G2 coming in with the buy. And this is where it gets exciting. Kenny is the AWP. There's an AWP in the hands of Device as well. And I cannot wait to see the head-to-head between these two.
Careful with the desk hitting, Harry. I know you're excited, but I think that's what caused it to switch off. So you've got to be very movement lacking, I guess. And that's something that, well, Amanek has figured out to perfection. He's hiding in the smoke. He's standing still. He's standing tall, but not for long. Magis will spam it. It felt too good to be true. And if it is, well, it usually is. 3-1, and Astralis look to lock in a 4th here with a B-bomb plant. Device has been caught lower, which is a bit of a problem. That's an AWP gifted. Nexa could just straight up save that, and that will be the game plan for G2. Already losing B with a man down. They don't want to consider retaking. It probably wouldn't go their way, and they have no kit either way. So G2 giving 4 to Astralis, but they do save a double AWP. So it's actually a pretty good round for G2, all things considered. But yeah, I mean, moving forward, definitely don't want to be spending your entire CT side saving. However, Astralis, that's their exact intention. They'd love you to do that. The first and not the last mid to B you're going to see in this T side. Astralis move out of the tunnels and will save all their guns. G2, same story on A. And now for G2, they got to make the decision, right? Do you want to drop guns over, which you can do. Jackson Nexa can give M4s to Hunter and Amanek, but what that will mean is you're going to split your money, right? Everyone has 3K right now. That would put you, you know, it's better for everyone to buy back down to 0. Or you're going to have, you know, a real difference between your players. And that's not something you don't really want if you want full rifle rounds. So G2 just eco on the 2 players who died last and hope these triple saved rifles can have good impact in this round. Kenny looking for it, great off angle, catches Magis down lower. And G2 a man advantage. Amanek's going to go for the gun. He will get punished.
Ooh, looking like there might be some re-aggression from Hunter here, along with Jax at long. Kenny can line up a flashbang for them at Cart as well. And this runs a bit of a risk if your name is Zipex, who does lie in wait on the other side. Kenny's looking to be that first point of contact by the looks of things. And Jax is actually playing anti-flash on the corner. This is a nice little setup, though, and Astralis not aware that this is something that G2 have up their sleeve. This is nice, you know, we've seen G2 like assemble their chess pieces here at long, and now we have the attackers looking to try and take advantage of it. Flash goes round, Jax pivot, doesn't get flash because he was planning for this all round long. He admittedly wasn't able to deal with Device, and yeah, it's not looked as clean as he wanted it to. My goodness, Device and Zipex, they've dealt with it. And this leaves Hunter and Nexa in a 2-on-3. Nexa, the one man with anything to offer in this round, currently towards CT spawn. 20 seconds on this clock. Astralis, they've got 2 smokes at least. They could drop one of those into CT, and that's going to deal with Nexa well. But this bomb has got to go down long, and it's got to pick up the pace. Luckily enough, they deal with Hunter. They deal with it in time. It started to get a little bit worrying.
They had it anyway. I think the key there to note is the reason Astralis are playing slow there is because the bomb is long on Device, and they know that. G2 know the bomb is long, and they know Device is the last man there. So Astralis, they don't want to be like, Device, just go cross, man, you'll be fine. And then he dies with 10 seconds and loses the bomb. So they need to figure out where that last A player is. So Astralis, they wait the smoke out, they go out together, they kill Hunter, and then Device can cross.
The only reason I say it starts to get worrying is because Device threw the bomb into the site as though there was someone there and started to run long, and there was no one there to retrieve the bomb in the site. So then he had to go back across, and I mean, there was a world in which that got out of hand. There was 6 seconds. That's not like ample time to be making those little mistakes.
But all calculated by the Dane
it's all fine, right? That's just how Astralis work. Like, even when they do something that gets you a little bit worried, they still win the round. And here they go, up through Cat, Magisk opening up, and Hunter will answer back, but it's quickly dealt with, quickly traded. And Astralis are really exerting this pressure at the A side of the map. I don't know how Zipnix wins that fight. That didn't look like a fight he should have won ever, but he has. And this leaves Nexa and Amanek in a 2-on-4. They're saving. They're already bowing out. They're saying, yeah, we can't do this one.
That's so frustrating. Zip just runs through the long smoke. No flash, no indication, no warning, just Zipnix. And he just blows G2 out of the water there. I mean, great trade work up on Cat, Astralis. They throw Magisk at the problem. Magisk gets a kill. He dies. Another player, Dupree peeks out, trades. That's the A side gone. It's done, isn't it? And then the long player, because he's so focused on the catwalk play that just came from nowhere, he gets caught out by a long rush. So, yeah, I mean, I said G2 don't want to, or don't want to spend their entire game saving. They may not have a choice, because Astralis has done a great job at just forcing G2's hand every time and guaranteeing the round off the first couple of kills. Saves attempted here. Nexa, good luck. He's out of ammo, and they're just going to keep shooting. They have more bullets than him. 2 players, twice as many bullets. The math is there. And Zipex, he's going to kill him, leaving only Amanek to save. Astralis goes 6-1 up and brutalize the economy of G2. Would not be a good idea to buy right here. If they're going to pause. Maybe they're going to do it. G2. I mean, if they want AWPs, this is not the buy that's going to get you AWPs, that's for sure. So likely a low investment, a half buy around this AUG from Amanek, and G2 can fully buy up in the next round with everything they need. Oh, wait, no, that's... Yeah, okay, that's a meme. Yep. I can't tell whether The reality ends and the joke starts. Is Jax joking, or did Jax even say that? I don't know. Was there actually a fire alarm?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like these, like for that reason, you know, it's like a little mystery. So Twitch chat, this one is for you. You have to figure it out. Was there really a fire in Nexta's building? And we'll keep giving you new cases to go on throughout the day, but that's your first mission, agents.
I will say, yeah, let's move away from it. Half fire in G2. Let's, quit before we get fired, Harry, maybe. Device moving up cat. The AWP is out for Astralis. G2 relying on just one gun. That gun is on A. It's going to be Amanek, man of the hour. Or at least hoping to be now in CT. And Astralis grouping up to take Catwalk nice and methodically with utility. Zipex holding for the long play. Double setup here from G2 this time. They don't want to get cheese through a smoke anymore. But as a result, because they've double set up on long and they still want some control towards B, it's left A fairly open. Amanek's having to pivot between both mid and that Catwalk position. That can often lead you, if Astralis fake you out and throw a mid to B smoke and then go cat, I can leave you stuck in CT, having to take those horrible headshot angle fights to the site. Instead, it is mid, and Amanek's here. The smoke blooms late, and so he gets a free kill. This bomb has been lost. Device needs cover. Next is trying to push, and Amanek goes through the smoke. Trades are good from Dupree, though. He keeps Astralis in this round, but Kenny has come from the back line with Jax alongside him. They don't know Device is here, although Kenny's going to try and chase him down. Oh, no, Yugi's dead. How is he dead? Device trades, but he's so low, he needs to escape, and he still hasn't got control of the bomb.
Let's see, Device, what can he do? 8 HP, and not checking to the left. This could be his downfall, as there is a man waiting back at the B-bomb site. Now, the smoke has kept Jax at top mid. Not going to go through that. Device closing the distance into B, but surely he's not ready for this position, and he's not. Hunter going to blindside him. And somehow, some way, G2 with the pistols, they find themselves a second round. It all kind of falls apart when...
I mean, that was a list of...
have his say in the matter.
That was like a list of problems for Astralis, right? The mid to be smoke, they pushed past it. Like, that's fine if you get the kill, but, the one gun that G2 had was there. Amanek gets a frag. Yugi in the 2-on-2, or 2-on-3 rather, is covering Device, who's stuck under Xbox, and he needs that kill on Kenny. If Yugi kills Kenny there, Astralis are fine. But, okay. Now we've got a bit more of the story, Harry. We've got a bit more of the picture.
Well
the real
done,
question is...
You've done it.
Yeah.
We figured out the mystery.
The real question is, was Nexa actually cooking frogs?
Look, man.
Or was that just a straw?
I don't think I don't know, Hugo, I like the dedication to trying to solve this one. No.
One of the greatest
there you go.
mysteries.
Look, no. You just got hard no. That whole graphic has spaced. Right. I mean, good job.
That's AZ-esque, isn't it?
I'm 99% sure it is.
I'd love confirmation.
Let's bring up a yes.
Oh, great work, Elliot, if that is you. You've kept us smiling. Astralis, well, they kept G2 frowning. At least one round gets picked up off the back of that eco. Kenny's back on the AWP as well on the A site, but Astralis don't want anything to do with Kenny. They want B. Nexa and Amanek here with... Oh, they're pushed as well. If Yugi gets a shot, if Device takes him down, anyone here for Astralis, Yugi pulls out a nade. Worst timing possible. There is a trade from Dupree. He's so good at getting Astralis back into these rounds right when it looks like it's a done deal. But Astralis aren't committing. They think there's more players here. Little do they know, if they just pushed off the back of those kills, they would have had B for the taking. G2 were nowhere near. Luckily enough, Device might catch a player up on A, but Jackson's not falling for it with B not being lost. Zipex tagged on the cross, and you got to wonder, if Astralis just committed, this round would have likely already been done. Dupree can still make it so. He's flanked middle. He's taken down that B rotation. He's split G2 up, one per site. Oh, this is sweaty.
Yeah, it's gross, and in a way, I kind of love it. Dupree on 3, and now looking for a kill at B. There's a man called Hunter who's trying to have a bit of a say in the matter, and he will have more than that. He takes the head off of Dupree, and Jax comes in to follow up. So G2, they're able to keep that one under wraps. They get that third on the board.
Yeah, like I understand why Dupree wouldn't want to go to that smoke, right? Like there has been some time, but considering how quickly those fights went down and knowing that that was a double B play and therefore you don't have a mid player if you're G2 because you've leaned towards B early. And so essentially one of those B players is your mid player. Astralis could have taken that round off of the B kills, but instead they will give it to G2, and now this game gets a little bit more competitive. Nice fast pick from Device out long, but it is traded. Kenny in middle, dropping the Just Gun Cat. Dupree's through a smoke, and that is risky. No reward in this sense. Device has gotten the kill through the door, but he's lost Tip in the process. This is so brawly right now. Like, this is the exact kind of game that G2 won with the way that Astralis are giving them some of these fights. And so back towards B, Astralis do go. Kenny is here with the AWP. Back through the smoke. Yugi's just committing on his own. Device cut off by the utility. Kenny going above the box. The Molotov coming. He thinks they're in the tunnels. Does he know that Yugi's already out? The Molly's pushed him open. Yugi's missed a shot, and Kenny does get traded. Device with a chance to clutch.
Yeah, he needs the ace if he wants to pick this round up, and a 1v2 still to find. Jax and Nexa on the other side. Device spraying. Now trying to plant this bomb, and they don't let him. They don't let him get the plant. They rush him down, but they haven't found the kill. And Device!
Oh, no!
There's one! Oh! The follow-up! Device! What an ace! What a round! And what a play! You thought the G2 had done enough. They rushed him off the bomb, but Device is not budging. Oh my goodness, what a round from this man.
What did G2 do? They just pushed the door, but they didn't get the kill. They let him isolate fights, they let him one-on-one them. They could have just pushed. He was planting Harry. He was mid-animation. G2 could have just run at him and won the round, but they set up, they let him fight them. And you don't want to let Device fight you, because look at what's happened. Oh, Hunter's jump just knows, and Hunter's forced to kill. Big play. Hunter knew that position was no longer valuable with his jump getting heard, and he does get away with at least one. Is it going to be enough, though? G2, they love winning ecos. They're obsessed with it. But this one should be out of their hand, even with Astralis walking into what is essentially a full stack. Yugi can come in lower on the lurk. Right now he's holding for a cat retake from that mid position. Dupree looking for the A picks. They are presenting themselves. Ooh dear, lots of damage through the smoke. It's only one smoke down, big gap, and they're going to flash through it as well. Amanek, no fear. Another eco win perhaps. Device has got to stop it all again. It's deja vu. This is the exact same situation as the eco that G2 last won. Device dinks, dead eventually. Yugi trades, but now he's in a clutch.
Yugi, if there ever was a time to show you got the goods, my friend, it is now. 1v2. There's an AWP been retrieved, and that finds its way into the hands of Amanek. That's probably going to be Yugi's tallest task. He's going for the bomb pickup, and you smooth criminal, Yugi. Ooh. You smooth man. He's grabbed it. He's stolen it away from them, and now he's running the gauntlet all the way to B. They finally realize that he's grabbed the bomb, and Amanek holding for the cross, but it's not a killing blow. And Yugi lives to tell the tale of the B site cross. Now with a bomb planted, it's deja vu. It's this round all over again, but this time, it's Yugi in the hot seat, 11 points of health. Jackson Amanek on for the retake in an eco round for G2. They can't afford to let another clutch slip through the net. Yugi waiting patiently. He's held onto tunnels all round. Both players for G2 coming through the doors. And Yugi lets the first man cross, not able to flick in time. It's Amanek with 4 kills and a defuse for G2.
Yeah, Amanek, 4 kills. What a massive round. He has no armor, he has nothing. Just a 5-7, flash through the long smoke. How did G2 constantly replicate these eco wins? 2 of the 4 of the rounds in this game are eco wins for G2. And like that one was just ridiculous. Like, even with the advantage, even with the pick, there's no way they should be winning that. Great work from G2 though. Flashed out, getting in the face of Astralis. Yugi tries his best, but I mean, that tag from Amanek does actually have resounding consequences. That might have been a transfer for Yugi if he wasn't 10 health. Kenny can't see the AWP in middle. It's actually a scout. Dupree's taking the AWP long for a pick, but won't get the shot. Trades it back to Device. Device wants a bit of the action as well. A piece of the pie, perhaps. He goes middle. Bomb heading towards B. G2, 1 man there. This could once again be a quick-paced round for Astralis. It could end in disaster for G2. Nice leg onto Zip. That's the bomb spotted in spawn. They're actually not going to commit to B off the back of it, but that bomb does go spawn side towards the site. Luckily, Kenny's actually supporting from the window this time, giving a little bit more room in mid for Device to work.
Kenny, his time to shine now. That's Dupree found. They're pressuring him, but Kenny's not moving. And with this follow-up onto Magisk, he's now relying that Amanek is going to be able to hold down the tunnels. Don't be confused. That was Hunter dropping Device down in mid, not Amanek here through the smoke. Don't worry, guys. It's actually going to get mopped up by Kenny. So G2, 5th round to their name. They keep it nice and clean. That's brilliant looking to the future for this squad because it's an eco right now on the Astralis side.
Certainly a round that we didn't expect to see, given how this game started. A 6-1 lead for Astralis, but G2 has certainly closed the gap a little bit thanks to these eco victories. Bit of a streak here now of a 3rd round, perhaps, if Astralis can't win the Glocks. And, well, I would be betting on Astralis not winning with Glocks. Jack supported by Kenny's all-pod long, 2 in B, G2 not wanting to get rushed and be put into retakes. Astralis don't have any util to get onto a site here. That's going to make things very difficult. And likely just a bloodbath in the favor of G2 at this level, you know, with Glocks. It's a very different case to being, you know, on the CT side with some PT50s and some flashbangs than it is to be on the T side when you've got to get through these long-range battles or these tight choke points. Either of them are unfavorable, and in towards the A site, Astralis head. Missed shots, though, gives Astralis an opportunity to at least get a bomb plant in this round. That would be excellent if they can do it. The molly's there. The plant is in, though. There's the money made. They're going to burn to a crisp, but it doesn't really matter for Astralis. That is a profitable round. Device kills Nexa, and even though Zip is going to probably just save his Glock, that's going to be a 6th round for G2 and a big bonus when it comes to the cash for Astralis. Locked and loaded is that round. And now Astralis can fully buy moving forward.
Yeah, still, this comfortable lead that Astralis had is now feeling like a bit of a distant memory. You know, you think about the fact that this was, what, 6-1 for Astralis at one point in time. This is a nice recovery here from G2. In this round, it's Zipnix and Device finding the openers, but Nexa trying to take matters into his own hands, and with a stellar spray helped out by Jack, they've held on to long. It's Device once again in a clutch situation here. It was a 1v2. He's got it down to a 1v1. Jack's on the other side. A Device donning the M4, not wasting time with the AWP. Gets a little overzealous there. Jack swings out wide, takes the fight early, isn't playing the bomb. And Device wasn't ready. 7-7. G2 tying this one up. As we said, this was 6-1 in favor of Astralis at one point in time. So this 7-7 scoreline is a well-recovered half from G2.
Don't get me wrong, G2 have had bad games against Astralis. They've been stomped, but as said on the you know the analyst, I keep saying desk. It's not desk, but I guess I'm going to use the word desk. Is the fact that, you know, G2, if their players are performing, if they're at the level that we know they can be at, they can certainly compete against Astralis. So right now we're seeing that in the server 7-7. And do remember as well, all these previous matchups, all these historic games between Astralis and G2 here in the Road to Rio and EPL and Katowice, that was all without Yugi, that was with Glaive. So Astralis are playing, you know, a harder game right now, considering they don't have their in-game leader in play. Right now, G2 are in full control of this last round of the half. A man up, Device tagged, and a man stuck at Gandalf. Could work in Dupree's favor though, he's kind of timing. Check though, Hunter. Oh, it's a messy one. Looked like it was on for Dupree, but not connecting. Hunter now going wide with a couple more before his demise. Device is dead, 2 through the smoke, and G2 will win the half. Great start for Astralis, but they slowed down near the end. Who's going to pick it up moving to the end of DUST2? You'll have to wait and see. Join us after the break.
Broken off when I blow the spot like soda pop. Once I've been shaking, I'm the man if I can't be so brazen. Deep in the technique I propel, so the people jump up from the seats and the spell and amazing before anybody can safely afford and the fee that you pay at the door. My rhythm rolls till it overflows, and I get so funky you can hold your nose. So if you wanna come see me rip it again, you better come now or you won't get in. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Use. But when you watch, we'll be rockin' for y'all till they're calling the cops. Cause we pack 'em in, let my rap begin. Then I move like a fuse when it's crackling. No eagle trip or loaded clip. No keys to flip or bones to pick. Undefiled and it's fresh cause it gets volatile with finesse. Hip-hop style at its best. When I go up and do my act, play shakes till the roof is cracked. Make the DJ booth collapse. So when I'm done, get moving fast. Front to back, inside to side, it's wall to wall and it's happening live. But man, I ain't tripping if you should leave. I understand if you need a little room to breathe. The jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. Jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse. Stand back. We ain't trying to lose. One more time, break it down now. Woo! Give me the match. Countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Woo!
Well, at the end of the first half, G2, they're able to find themselves in the lead with a commanding little comeback under their belts. 6-1 down, now an 8-7 half, and G2 laughing at the fact that Astralis ever thought they were going to walk away with this map without a fight. Now moving into their T side, they're going to set up down here in the lower tunnels. They've got players making noise and keeping the hurt down on mid to deny any early info the way of the Danes. And G2 now about to rear their head out through these lower tunnels. Looking like this could be a mid to B play, right? You've got a smoke, you've got some flashes. Alternatively, you could head up over here towards the catwalk, drop that short cat smoke, and try and make this cat play happen. If they do go towards cat, it would have to be an all-in play. And the fact that they've still got Nexa and Kenny both floating around down in the lower tunnels, to me, doesn't scream that this is a commitment. And no, it's not. Jax tries to hop down into CT, and he does get down, but it's only his corpse. Dupree on with 4. This is the ace on the cards for Dupree and the pistol. My goodness, he has laid waste to G2. Nexa is the only man remaining. And Yugi, of course, going to snatch the ace away. Doesn't want anyone to forget about him in the server. But Dupree, this was stellar. He deals with Jackson CT. And then it's this little sequence of just dealing with Hunter and Amanek. Stellar stuff from him. And a great game from both Dupree and Device here for Astralis. That's the pistol round locked in. And now we have a tie game once again, Hugo.
Oh, look at Device as well. He's playing USP in this round. He's not even armed, as he knows G2 are going to be full eco in this one, which is, I'd say, he's right. Great read for Device, but a bit of a gamble, DUST2, you don't see a lot of T-side force buys. More commonly than not, you're going to just go Glocks and get AK with bare minimum util in that third, because far more effective than Deagles, Tech 9s in this one. Next, up on Catwalk, combined with a Scout, are just going to tear apart these T's in the middle area. Nexa getting tagged at top, and Jax trying to do what he can down lower. G2 trying to at least bait Astralis into giving them a kill at bare minimum, but that's just not happening. Astralis are clinical with their fights, and they will say goodnight. 9 rounds and no deaths in it. Nice, looking for a Glock, or looking for a pistol upgrade, grabs nothing but a Glock, and we'll throw it away. 9 rounds, and the buy is here for Astralis. Here's what that eco from Device allows them to do. Buy up that AWP nice and early in this game. G2 fully bought in round number 3, AKs and all the utility behind it. Where are they going to go?
Well, quite the opener found by Kenny. Not the start that Astralis wanted into this round, and a missed shot from Device. Nade's going to follow up with a nice chunky bit of damage, and oh my goodness, there's even more nades going in. Yeah, I don't blame him, he doesn't know what's hit him. That's a triple nade stack from Catwalk. Now, oh my goodness, Jax is almost gone as well. Astralis, they've got a new weapon, man. They've brought artillery into the game. This is wild. There was a lower tunnels threat, but it's pretty much dealt with on the back of the nades. Jax is 11 points of health, Hunter is out of the round, and now it falls to the other 3 here for G2 to try and pick up the slack.
And they're going right into this stack as well. Device is here on the A site with 2 more. And no one's looking at Catwalk, funnily enough. They got to change that one as Jax goes flying through the smoke, only temporarily. He's made quick work of. Device scoped, and a Molotov coming as a player on long. Zipex has got him as well. This MP9 is doing everything and more for Astralis. Finally overwhelmed, but Device has not been cleaned out of the site. And even though he's low, they don't have a grenade to get rid of him. Dupree, if he dies on the flank, G2 can still win this round. If Dupree holds and stays here, he can stop it all happening, but he's missed the timing. He's gone up through long. He's gone for this flank. G2 throwing a mid to B smoke. Maybe Dupree will get called back. Maybe they'll realize, but they're still going to commit towards A. They're just going to go up Catwalk and into Device. Dupree might not even play into the round. Yugi's in spawn. And here they come. Device, missed shot. No second opportunity. Nexa gets the kill. And now the bomb plant's been allowed. G2 have some way been given away into this round.
Nexa. Oh. Jump scouted by Yugi. Amanek falls as well. And Astralis, they regain control of that round. It looked like G2 might have done enough. Nexa was delivering kills left and right, but Yugi just blindsides him, jumping around like it's nothing, like it's casual. Here's a replay of the nades. Like, this was brutal. Zipnix as well. With there's just so many kills where I'm sat here and I'm like, okay, don't really know how they've done it, but they have. It is pretty,
for you.
Yeah, it's pretty great though, man. Like, one of the things I do like about Glaive going away is the Device even said it. You know, they're just going to be focusing on like the individuals in the beginning and like getting Magis comfortable. And I kind of like, you know, a bit of a looser Astralis in a sense of the word. You know, a time for the individual talent to shine through, because this team's always kind of known for how good and sound they are tactically. Well, this can serve as a reminder that they've got the goods in the server as well. A Device running on out of mid, helped out by Dupree. The rotation is perfectly timed on his behalf. He's still holding down middle and does get overwhelmed there by the MAC-10s. This leaves Yugi in a bit of an awkward spot. He's going to try and hold down this B site solo, and he has dropped the bomb. He's actually removed 2. Hunter with a flank down from the catwalk, though. He's made this round possible. He's put them in a doable situation.
Yeah, you can see Zip just runs away from that fight immediately, though. He wants to play with Yugi. They have Util and the bomb on B. It's dropped, so Astralis don't need to risk anything in this round. They can just wait for G2 to come to them. Zipex checking lower is given a timing where G2 can isolate Yugi in the site, but they don't know where he's playing from. They've cleared out a lot of these positions. Yugi doesn't know they're inside A or B either, but he's going to flick back round. Does a dink, nothing more. The AWP posted will fall off. Zip can kill it with a nade. That's a massive grenade, and Kenny does survive. Another Molotov available as well. Kenny holding down the site and Hunter running for his life. Zip has a one-on-one, and he's not going to take it. Kenny fast on the AWP, and I think Zip was still considering the fact that there could be that second player there. They were not. Nice B-hold from Yugi, but yeah, the setup for Astralis, they're getting a lot of very unfortunate timings in this game. Thinking of, you know, Dupree going long when he's flanking mid, and G2 just come back on Cat right there, checking tunnels when G2 are coming in through, you know, middle. Astralis have been getting caught out a little bit here, unlike them, but 10-9 up. What's the play here?
Oh, well, Dupree, he's sick and tired of waiting around, and with that molly behind him, he doesn't have much of a choice. But one of the things you got to say about Astralis is, man, it's like they're all on like the same wavelength. It is like a hive mind, the way that they play this game. Everyone's helping each other out, and Dupree has his life saved there. A great flash, and Nexa is so blind. Amanek and Kenny left in a 2-on-5. Amanek's caught a timing out through mid, and they don't know he's here. Kenny has the bomb and almost goes down. Amanek could win this whole round, and yeah, they're not ready for him. He gets the kill at B, he turns around, follows up onto Dupree, and he's carved a path back into this round for G2. It's all now hinging on whether or not Kenny can survive the journey, and it's looking good for him. He's ran all the way through T-spawn. Zipnix is going to try and cut him off, but Amanek's already moved into the tunnels, is already here to help out, and it's another kill for Amanek in this round. He's put them into a 2-on-2 with just the MAC-10. Magisk and Device. Oh, well now just Device. Amanek is on for the ace in a round where it was him and Kenny up against the flawless Astralis. He's made it doable. He's made it more than doable. He's almost locked in the round for G2. Amanek, the savior, the Mac Daddy. And come on, get the ace. There it is. He'll get it. 5 kills to his name, $3,000 made. And it's all on the back of catching that timing through mid and just maintaining the trigger discipline. He had kills on A that he could have gone for, but it was at quite the range. And he just beelines into the B bomb site and wins the whole round on his own.
You'll notice 4 of those kills are headshots. I think only 1 of them was a dink, and that's because Astralis had low economy and bought up. They fully invested, but they didn't buy head armor. That's a common, way to save some money when you know you're up against AKs, but that's why Amanek pulled that in, right? Astralis think they're up against AKs. Psych. Act 10 in play, and there's 2 of them here and now, and an eco round for Astralis when G2 definitely know what they're up against. No way Astralis can fully buy into this round, and now they need to give not only G2 the lead, but a little bit of wiggle room as well. Astralis won't have the money in the next round to fully buy up. Gotta wait. G2, they're certainly doing that. They're stalling out this round time. Astralis are hoping for a kill to come their way with the pistols, but one by one they're getting made work of. Kenny dropping device. Zip is near the end of his life as well. He doesn't know it, but Hunter's up catwalk with the Mac 10, and that's A cleaned up, taken. And no one here for Astralis to stop that. Jax is cutting off rotations, or at least trying to, and he will get denied. Kenny, careful, you've got the AWP, buddy. You don't want to lose that, as it's going to be the Mac 10s that find almost every kill in this round. G2 up to 11. Astralis still with 1 more eco before the things start to get back on track. So, yeah, may as well keep running the Mac 10. Why not?
Yeah, another eco from Astralis. Gives perfect timing for these SMGs to find a lot of effect. I want to see what Nex is going to bring to the table with his. Bar's certainly been set high by Amanek. It's a quad catwalk setup here for Astralis with all these pistols. What are they going to be able to find from this? Because Astralis taking this gamble, they're hoping that people come cat. With how G2 is set up, it certainly feels like they are going to try and take this catwalk. Kenny gets deeged on the cross at long, and now they might be looking for this trade. And this might bait them in even further. Alternatively, they just mid to B. And I think they figured this out. I think they realized, okay, it's a cat stack. Let's go. Let's take this site. Dupree, USP. These aren't great odds for him to defend this site. And he falls almost immediately. For Astralis now, might just be a save on this AWP with Magisk. You can maybe justify sending these pistols in just to try and find something. But it looks like they're just going to play bodyguard to the AWP.
Get down, Mr. President. Or at least give me your AWP first. That's the only thing other than the Kevlar and Yugi Astralis are really going to take out of this round. But at this point, take what you can get. G2, they're in the lead. They are 12-10 up right now, in control of this map. Not only a long old comeback in that first half, where Astralis had a 6-1 lead and ended it with 7 on the T side. But now in this half 2, pistol locked in for Astralis, the conversions. And ever since that point, G2 have been clean with the rifle rounds. And I mean, we've had a lot of ecos for Astralis, right? Economy has not been their mainstay. And so a quick pause before they get back into the gun rounds, because this game is certainly getting a little close, a little worrying for Astralis potentially. 1-10 in the last 9 months against Astralis, but their only win was on DUST2. Well, G2 are looking to add another one to the list. Certainly easier said than done, but they are in pole position, 2 rounds ahead. The buy is here. Next is still on a Mac 10, despite players being on double-digit money for G2, so really feeling confident. And what that does do is the fact that G2 have been running so many Mac 10s is Astralis feel the necessity to buy head armor, and that's what they've all done with the exception of Yugi. Don't be fooled by his $400. He can't afford it. His armor isn't at 100 because he did survive last round. So we've had a PC crash on the Astralis side of things. That will be hopefully quickly solved. We even had one over here and you guys didn't realize. So, you know, can get that done, sorted. Nice and quick, back into the gameplay. And this is it, the most crucial rifle round of the map. If G2 win this, they might just go over the line. If Astralis do, then they can still fight on DUST2.
Well, Amanek fast flashed out at long, and there was meant to be a bit of a response here. The counter flashes are in. Magiska's going to try and get across into the pit, but he doesn't survive the crossing.
Nice.
There's the follow-up nade from Zipex, and that's going to keep things even. Now, the rest of G2, they're looking to hit B. They're looking to go in, and Yugi has to make a stand. He's doubled up, and that's enough for G2 to reconsider. They leave the tunnels. They slow it down. Now they're no longer looking to commit. dupreeh continuing to spam them down. I think maybe we stop standing on the other side of the smoke, G2. He's not the two players you want to try and trifle with. And dupreeh, he's lost him for blood. He's going to tuck himself in and play this crossfire with old mate Yugi at the B site. G2 with a minute left on the clock. Time is really their only ally at this point in time. Kenny going to start to creep on forward. Yugi looking to be this first point of contact. dupreeh yet to get a kill in this round, is a bit of an unknown entity being in this corner. Yugi swinging out, does best Kenny, and able to assist with the follow-up onto Nexa. So it's a nice clean round for Astralis. They lose Magisk early on, but they are quick and hefty with the response.
Yeah, worth noting that Magisk is in-game leading inside of the current Astralis roster. At least that's what Yugi claims in recent interviews. So I think that's interesting. I'm sure Zonic is having more, say than ever inside of this team, considering he can comm while the round's live, and obviously the fact that the regular in-game leader is not here. So just taking a bit of a hit in his performance in this game, but it's early days in the series. Zip is closed on long. This is a dangerous position, but he's going to move away before the smoke fades, so it shouldn't be a problem. And plenty of utility to stall a long play as well. G2 grouped in B with the bomber top mid. They want to take full mid control, make sure this orb isn't looking down. They would be correct in that assumption. There are two, though, for Astralis. That's something that hasn't been in this game, or hasn't appeared in this game yet for Astralis, at least. So Yugi and Device. One on B, that's Yugi. Device is on long. He's going to have to deal with his cat take as G2 set up the utility.
Yeah, Device is going to be a lot more free to help here over at short side, thanks to Xyp9x having this very, very close angle. And actually, it's not a cat play from G2. It's an El Clasico CT drop. They do this a lot, and this time dupreeh is not able to get ahead of it. Yugi now, first time we've seen him with this secondary orb, but he's going to come to life with the first. Xyp9x deals with Kenny down in mid, and they're already in the site. Yugi caught trying to snipe players at the crossing in middle. Well, they've already gotten in through the window. And so this B site has fallen. It's just going to be the save here for Astralis, holding on to the double orbs. G2 taking a 13th round. This cat split that they love to do when they go for these B plays, once again, it yields some big results for the squad.
That was the pistol round for G2, if you remember, right? They did the exact same thing. They dropped Jackson to CT spawn on what looks like a cat take, and then they fall out in mid and go for a mid to B. dupreeh 4K'd that round, worth noting. So this time, it's a very different case.
Well, also critically, right, about that, when they tried it in the pistol, there was also a player in CT, which was helpful for dupreeh because it kind of, divided the attention of the guys in mid. But in that round there, because he's holding it down alone, the moment they get CT controlled and they're not getting shot at, everyone that goes out into middle is looking at dupreeh. And that's one of the benefits of having Jax go for that CT drop, right? Is like, if he gets the information, it's clear, you're not even looking right anymore. You're only worried about the peaks from the B site and close left in mid.
Well, another point as well is I'm glad that Astralis aren't like sacrificing their players in positions for Yugi, right? Like they put Yugi in this team, they fit him in around them, and that's good, right? We're seeing, when we see this double orb, we still always see Device in his default positions, or at least in the good positions that you want your main orb to be in, right? He's orping, long on DUST2. He's watching cat from car. He's making Yugi play B, and that's good, right? You definitely don't want, you definitely don't want Astralis to have to change what's working just to incorporate this player. So the fact that Yugi's filling in the pieces, filling in the gaps is certainly positive for Astralis. But what's not positive for Astralis is the scoreline. 13-10, G2 in the lead by 2. Astralis back in with a buy and back in with that double orb.
Oh, and it's a fast B play, a real change of pace from G2. Perfect time to spring something like this onto Astralis, and with both players falling immediately, it's already a save. There's already not a chance in hell that you win this round. And with Amanek even lurking up through Catwalk, he could cut down one of these orbs. Sorry,
wow.
Yugi, that's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Amanek dropping in behind enemy lines. And a 14th now appearing where the number 13 is. That's how this works.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool how they coded that in.
The save is successful, Harry, but I mean, so is G2. This is a great DUST2 game for them right now, right? Considering Nuke and Vertigo are coming up, a map pool that certainly favors Astralis, like most map pools do. G2 definitely needed DUST2 in this series if they wanted to make it competitive, and boy, this is more than competitive. Full save, 5 alive for G2. Only 2 rounds to push them over the edge to let them take their map pick in this series. Only 1 orb this time. The money is finally run dry, right? Yugi losing that in CT to the cat drop. So Astralis only get away with 1. That really has to be put to good use right now. Device is spotting middle, trying to stop one of these faster plays from G2. Kenny posted on long, pushed back for the flash. Zip takes control. So Astralis, they have B smoked, they've got long smoked. Catwalk's being watched by Device's orb, and double mid setup as well, or by Magis rather, double mid setup. So everything is covered here for Astralis. And G2 letting them get away with it, at least for now, not really pressuring too much. It's a flash in mid for some information. Hunter goes for it, but Molly does land. G2 looking like another A take, again with the setup, right? You can always fall back into not only mid to Bs, but if needed, throw Jax into CT spawn again, try that same setup. We'll see if G2 just commit to the 5-man cat play though. Everyone's here right now. Magisk is looking to push it, and he's ahead of the flashbang as well. Good shot. Magisk gets 1, that's worth it. The trade is in, Device is posted with the AWP, and Zip is on long as well. G2 are already getting flanked. Last time Dupree did this, he pushed too long, and he went long. This time he needs to come in on that cat flank if he wants to win the round.
Oh, and he's caught a good timing there. Dupree coming in, and Device now repositioning. Is given a bit of breathing room as a result of them having to turn around and deal with his teammate on cap. And Astralis, they do get a handle back on that round. It's a team ace, everyone pulling their weight for the Danish side. 12 now on the board, still 2 behind that of the G2 squad. But a chance for Astralis to recover within regulation. As we approach round 27, the money for either side is okay, but it's definitely Astralis bearing the brunt of the risk right now. And for them being the team on the back foot, that is not where they want to find themselves. This next round, this one right here, is imperative if they want to keep this comeback rolling.
That's a good time nade from Device, but actually Jax sneaks back and won't receive too much of a beating. G2 are heavy in middle right now. 3 players setting up with the Molotov in middle. That's not going to do anything. I don't know if that was meant to be a molly or it was simply just a fake to distract them. Either way, G2 are moving fast off the back of it, and Astralis have no idea how close they are. Dupree needs to be careful. Jackson's shot. Dupree knows he turns, but he's too late. There's smoke in his hand and a bullet in his face. It's a double entry into B. That's the round done. Astralis won't even consider it. They won't even think about it. It's already moved past it as this save is happening. G2 with a bomb plant off the back of 2 kills. The fast mid to B. We saw Device go middle last round with the AWP to deny exactly that. And G2 do it 1 round later. No one watching, no one waiting, no one ready. And it's not every day that you can catch Astralis with their pants down. So G2 will take that 15 rounds. Looking to push us over the line.
Yeah, G2 are even hunting, and I absolutely love this decision to hunt. If they even take 1 weapon away, that is huge. And if Device falls with the AWP, that would be even bigger, but they're not moving, they're not budging. Device, Magisk, and Zipex able to stay alive. That is going to be worth its weight in gold here, up against map point for G2. Thankfully, with saving these 3 rifles, the buy is in for Astralis, and it looks great. It's everything they could possibly need. So a very essential save coming through there for the 3 players to stay alive. But is it going to be enough, or is it all in vain G2 back to the B site. El Clasico here. They've had so much success at this side of the map, and they throw a lot of attention here early on, and now they duck away. They're trying to force a heavy rotation into B from Astralis, and now they slow it right down. They send players back into the lower tunnels. I'm curious if because you can see Zipnix on the minimap is getting like a little bit curious about long, and in response to seeing so many players at B, I wonder if we see Astralis get curious at other avenues on the map.
That's why Nexus in T-Spawn, he just left B to go watch this exact position, to watch for that long flank. G2, they throw those nades B, and they hope that Astralis over-rotate as well as use a lot of util. Now it's a fast cat, and Magician stopped the first man in. Gonna re-peek for more, catches Hunter with grenades out. Astralis 2 men up in this round. G2 not giving up though, they're on the T side. Any round is winnable, even in this position. It's not as clean cut as being locked out by a post-plant. G2, well, they're locked out anyway, post-plant or not. The kills are coming through. Nexus gets one walking through the smoke. Oh, the spray is whiffed, and yeah, he's not going to get a third chance of that one. Zip does clean it up. Astralis find 13. Still 2 behind Harry, but it is looking attainable. It is certainly looking doable for Astralis. G2 with their last tactical pause, and Astralis trying to bring us to overtime.
Yeah, just 2 rounds away from OT. It feels doable. Raise main, by the way. Hunter with 355 utility damage, more than Jax. Wait,
Jax has no util damage.
Jax is 0.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's the joke. No, I know. I can read.
Second.
Yeah, well, you know, like reading isn't my strong suit, but like also I can do it if I try really hard. So there's that. Like I just look at like every other word and I try and piece it together.
In school, did your teachers tell your parents that you had so much potential? You just need to unleash your potential, Harry. Is that the
No, they just said like he's 16, he should be able to read by now. That's pretty much how that went down. And yeah, well, here we go. G2, 15 on the board, and Astralis trying to take us to overtime. Orp in the hands of Device, and he's got it over here in middle. He's looking to get stuck into this round. Device. And was the time. He's been having a great game today. That molly misses again. They throw it for the second time. And now they try and execute out into middle with the flashes. Device still posted up here, but Kenny will remove him from this round, from round 29. A key man taken out of it. And now Astralis 3 on 4. Have to try and do the impossible to keep this one alive.
Yeah, and it really does feel impossible with Astralis pulling away from A at the worst moment, right? Zippy's trying to regain lost ground, but that molly is going to signal his position, and Amanek will just rid him of the round. Smoke on the molly. Desperate times now for Astralis. It's Magisk and Yugi in a 2-on-4 for the map. Mollies again do more and more damage. And it's not the damage that's the problem. It's the information that G2 get from it. They know there's a player in CT. They know where both of these Astralis members are. Yugi, good shot, but it's quickly traded, and it might not be enough for Magisk to clutch this round. He jumps, he dies. G2 take it, the victory here. It's 16 rounds on the board, and they will push us to nuke Astralis.